What Tidwell is that?
18. Yeah, Keith Tidwell is behind the 18 tonight. He fields the cars for Ingalls. And Cody Tupper driving Dad's Western Flyer number 23 tonight. 4 cars, 6 laps, trophy dash on the line. Here we go. Race on Texas On Demand here at the Hill once again for another beautiful dirt track Saturday night. Down the back straightaway, door to door for the race lead. 81 going to get the whole shot. Underwood going to drive it deep to his inside for the race lead, to the inside, to the center point of 3 and off of 4, leading lap 1. Goes to the KTI Bodies PTS part number 81 IRP of Kyle Ingalls from Bossier City. Ingalls using the middle point of the Boothill Speedway to his advantage right now as he rockets off the exit of corner number 2. The track looks very, very good and racy from top to bottom right now. Underwood drives it deep back to the inside of the bottom of the hub. He'll drift up the racetrack, open the door for Tupper. Here comes Tupper. Tupper going to drive to the inside. He'll take second at the flag stand. Tupper on a march. The 2015 Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship winner in a factory stock. Got to get a big run down the back straightaway. He's got something for Ingalls in 81 for the race lead. Tupper marches all the way back to the back spoiler of the 81 for the top spot. And the white flag is already out. Can he make a final lap pass to do it? Ingalls hammers the throttle off the exit of 2, down the back straightaway. He's used the middle line of the Boothill Speedway to his advantage. Looking to get a big run as he enters the corner high. He'll drift off the bottom and dive it off the corner of the drag race to the line. That's a dead heat, folks. I couldn't call it. That is too close to call. I'm going to have to go. Again, your 2015 Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship winner in a factory stock. That same night his dad won in that car right there in the limiteds. What a race to open up the night, Boothill. Give it up for Cody Tupper in 23. Cody, let's talk about this one. You know, Race on Texas videographer Austin Wilkins told me, he said that to let me know that you were going to be driving Dad's Western Flyer here for this trophy dash. You've been into the IRP all year. I think it's the first time you stepped behind the wheel of this car, other than when you won your first ever trip over in Vivian, the first time you ever drove a limited. Well, let's talk about this race first. What a stellar race. You run them down. You only have 5 laps to get the job done. You hunt down Ingalls and get him on the final turn, man. The way you diamond off that corner was pretty special.
Yeah, when we got here, I asked Dad if I seen I was in a trophy dash. I asked Dad if I could drive his car in it because I'm taking it to the Southern Nationals because I'm having a little issues with the IRP right now. But I asked him to drive it, and I knew this thing was fast. Just got to get to the front.
Thing was digging.
Oh yeah.
Is that a lot of fun or what?
That was pretty fun. It's been a while.
Good way to get you kicked off for the night, doesn't it? Gets the blood flowing.
Oh yeah.
Anybody you want to thank?
Oh yeah, Harmon's Towing, Envirovac, and Superior Graphics for these awesome wraps. And my dad for letting me drive the car.
I tried to go back and look at the Race on Texas video camera. We didn't have time to pull it up, but that was as close as a finish I've seen here in a long time, man. Congratulations on a stellar performance.
Thank you.
Cody Tupper, give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen. Put on a great display of pure flawless driving ability to open up the night here at the Hill. We're green from Boot Hill and Factory Stock Heat Race number 1. The top 5 go to the A main tonight. Trouble Sean Graham back behind the wheel of that Triple X this weekend, who won a heat last Saturday night. They're going to go 2 by 2 by 1 down the back straightaway for your top 5. Tupper had to hop out of that limited right into the factory stock. He rides 5th right now. A little bit of contact there up top for the race lead. Leading off before will be Triple X's Sean Graham. Here comes Burke. Ryan Burke throws his hat into the ring. He's always a player. Keep your eyes on the 4-car Doug Vick Jr., your factory stock point leader, the winningest driver here a year ago. So we kick off the night with some hot action on the racetrack. I tell you, this is a stacked heat right here. You got Graham out front, followed by the Hallsville Texans. They go 3 wide for second off the exit of 2, down the back straightaway. Ryan Burke. He doesn't have to think better of it. He's feeling it right now. And sliding up in front of the nose of the 11, 2 good friends who work closely, nearly out of the same shop. The Karnak Texan and the Hallsville Texan, Lance Moore. And Bowden of the 11. Bowden opens the door for the 34 JR of Ryan Burke, who's been driving this car since the 7,003 annual King of the Hill. Ryan Burke's been down to Sabine Motor Speedway and driven this car and had some good runs. But he has been stellar. He's starting to feel it again, and it will be a matter of time before the former Spring Nationals winner Louisiana State champ. You call it, folks. He's won it all in this division. Be just a matter of time before 34 JR strikes. Burke looking good tonight, up to third. So down the back straightaway, Sean Graham doing what he did here last Saturday night, as Ryan Burke fires one to the inside of the 28 of Morford. Second, can't get the job done. He's only got 2 more shots to get the job done as Keith Parker, your flagman, shows him 2 to go. Burke was all over the back bumper. Now he's going to go side by side, wheel to wheel, down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Nope, it doesn't look like they made any contact. Maybe there off of 4, just a little bit of ever so slight contact with the white flag waving in front of the face of the Triple X at Graham. Right in front of the field, the 27 at Gailey looping the car. The 11 drove it very deep there, nearly lost it right in front of your 5th and final transferee of Tupper. And that may open up the door for either Knighton to grab the 5th and final spot, or the 4 Vic Jr. Checkers are going to wait for Shreveport. Sean Graham, winner of heat race number 1. He should be on the pole tonight. Ryan Burke, 4th to 2nd. The Hallsville Texan Lance Moore will take 3rd. 4th will go to the 11. Out of Princeton, Louisiana. It'll be Paul Lopez outside of Paul on the Barton Glass 99. Always racing in memory of his brother Terry. It's Gary Lipscomb out of Blanchard, Louisiana. The Miles Motorsports PTS powered laser chassis number 24 main event winner here this year. It's Bo Perry from Bossier City. Lights are going to go out 8 laps the distance. The top 5 transfer to the main event tonight. We are underway. And Colt Beaver back with us in the 20. You could throw a quilt right now over 4th on back or 3 wide down the back straightaway. Leading off of 4th, there's still 3 wide back here for 4th. Canizero out front, sitting at torrid pace, running away for his competition. There's still 3 wide for 3rd, 4th, 5th. Josie now separates himself. Shaw fades back just a little bit. On the march to the front from the final rows, the 24 of Perry. Perry says, too bad we're not going by passing points. He's got a basket full of them right now. Still 3 wide for 4th down the back straightaway. What an absolute race here at Boot Hill in heat race number 2, presented by R&R Timber. Canizero is liking it out front. Now they're going to try to go 3 wide for 2nd. Why not? Into 1 and 2, the 24. Bo Perry, a feature race winner at Arklatex this year. Had another run over there from 20th to 2nd behind Whitehead, and he's won here at the Hill. He rolls off of turn number 4 and 24 from dead last to the 2nd spot. Well, from the final row anyway, the 20 of Beaver started in the final position. But if Perry could catch maybe just a little bit of a break and a caution, he could become a major factor in this one. Canizero has separated himself. Canizero showing what he's made of tonight. Former beginner cruiser racer, used to drive Dean Rasco's 5-cent car when Ricky Nichols was fielding cars for Rasco. Two to go for Frank Canizero. Well, can Frank catch fish? Sure he can. He's got the whole field in his live well right now. Off of 4, the white flag in front of the face of Frank Canizero. Frank's the tank. Off of 4. 24 of Bo Perry still rides in the bridesmaids' honors in this one. Gary Lipscomb with a good run in 3rd. 4th is Lopez. 5th is Colt Beaver, making his 2nd start here this year. Maybe his 1st start, if I'm not mistaken. As they'll go door to door down the back straightaway for that 5th and final spot. Checkered flag in front of the face. How about it for Frank the Tank? Frank Canizero gets the job done. Perry will grab 2nd at 24. Lipscomb 3rd and 99. Once again, the 7-Up. Make 7-Up yours. David Roy out of Shreveport, who had a stellar run here at the King of the Hill. JoJo Wilhelm in 47. The lights are going to go out. I'll get you the remaining of those drivers, folks. Sorry about that as we are underway here at the Hill. And your 3rd and final factory stock heat of the night. In the 1. They're going to go 3 wide, 4 wide, 5 wide. Try through the 7-Up. Try to make it. Couldn't fit it. The yellow is going to wave early. We'll get an original restart. Future has the green flag in hand, ready to drop over the field. Colby Howell, a newcomer to the factory stock division, starting tail in the 91H. Lights are out. Ed Cox and the 2014 track champion James Martin all on the loud pedal. We are underway. Jody Prince ought to be tough in this one as he'll slide his way into second on the opening lap. They're 3 wide for third. Off the exit of 2, Ed Cox may have problems. The K8 sinking like an anchor on the opening lap of this one. David Roy looking to take advantage as well. He will. Gets a little shot there off the exit of 4. Doesn't get the opportunity to take full advantage of the K8 there on the opening lap as they're door-to-door for the race lead. Jody Prince going to work his way to the top spot. Prince looking for his 3rd win at the hill this season. Jody Prince leads off the exit of 4 down the front boulevard. The RKT operating Whataburger sponsor number 47 of JoJo Wilhelm holds on to second, holding off the 68 of Martin. Martin back to 3rd. Kashana's Brian Shaver 4th. And Ed Cox still in the 5th and final transfer spot. So JP, Jody Prince, won here back on May the 27th. Had a stellar run there with Josh Warren, who finished 2nd that night. Sean Grant, Richard Blanchard, and Bobby Jordan were your top 10. Or top 5 rather, as right now it looks like the 47, a pair of laser race car chassis of JoJo Wilhelm, may have something for the 10P of Jody Prince. JoJo Wilhelm stalking the tire tracks of the 10P of Sibylla, Louisiana's Jody Prince. A tough break for David Roy, finding himself some misfortune into this one and had to head pit side. Two laps to go this time by, shown from flagman Keith Parker as they head off into 1. Lap traffic may become a heavy reality. Ed Jacob in the 11, the first car. He is all over the track right now. Look out, JP. Prince is going to go to the outside. Lap traffic going to play a major factor in this one as the 1 lap. Oh, and they make contact with Jody. That is the 2nd time this year, and the young man Colby Howell is making. Yeah, I had some folks from Holly Beach and stuff had to come up. Lights are out. JP, Jody Prince, going to smash the loud pedal, put his foot through the floorboard. We are back on our way. Wilhelm looked like he had something for him there, but lap traffic became a major factor. Thought Wilhelm may be able to capitalize, but it nearly hurt them both. So giving these guys another shot as we are back underway here at the hill in your 3rd and final factory stock heat of the night. White flag will be waving in front of the face of Sibylla, Louisiana's Jody Prince. And we got one around in 3 and 4. Wilhelm had been able to stalk him down. We'll see what happens. The lights are back out, ready to drop the hammer here. 7 complete. It should be a green checkered finish. As Prince is on the loud pedal, we are back underway. Keith Parker showing the green and the white on the restart. Here we go. The battle for the transfer is going to come down to Uncle Freddie Blanchard in the 35 of Graves. Into 3 and 4 for the final time. Ready to receive a face full of checkered flag. Going to go to Sibylla, Louisiana's Jody Prince in 10P. Second will go to JoJo Wilhelm in 47. Martin will transfer to the A, as well as Kashana's Brian Shaver. Grabbing 5th will be the 35 of Paul Graves. Inside, he'll be promoting the big Southern Sport Mod Nationals next weekend with 10,000 on the line down in Waco at the heart of Texas Speedway. You know who it is. It's racing Jason Ingles, your reigning limited modified Louisiana State Dirt Track champion. Justin Ingles' brother's going to start door to door. Here we go. That's a stellar 6-car affair. How about Randall Settle going to get the whole shot on Winnigan Hennigan? As Hennigan got him a shot in the shorts off the exit of 2. Oh my. Hennigan just got a big run there off the exit of 2. The 79 did not quite get the bite, but Hennigan definitely gave him a love tap. Off of 4, down the front boulevard with the race lead is still 79 of Randall Settle. I don't believe Settle's raced here but once this season. Been going over to the Kilgore Oval in Longview, or Lone Star quite a bit this year. His home track down at Sabine Motor Speedway. Well, off of 4, it's all Randall Settle up front in 79, who got the whole shot from the outside line on Winnigan Hennigan. The Ingles brothers back at the tail here in 52 and 12 respectively. Hatton in the 4th spot, the 21 of Winslet, your point leader here at the hill in 3rd. The runner-up right now is Winnigan Hennigan, who holds on to 2nd of the 6 in the 16. first of 2 open wheel modified heats tonight. And this is got some stellar shoes in this one. White flag waving this time around. Hennigan may have the faster car on the track right now. Keep your eyes on post race. After the 79 crosses the checkers, let's see if Hennigan gives over there and shows him a little bit of love for the way that race kind of started. Alpha 4, though, getting a face full of checker flag. A great performance for the 79 of Randall Settle. 16 of Winnigan. Hennigan will grab second. The 21 of Winslet will grab third. Keep your eyes on Hennigan here. Is he? Hey, what? Joel Bonnet on the pole in the 18B. Outside the 13 of Robert Taylor. David Hatton, the 211. Or Hatton in the 112. And the caution's out. Travis Mosley in the 31M. The lights are going to go out. Taylor and Bonnet into 1 off of 2 down the back straightaway. Good order. Boudreaux got a big run to the outside. This was the 18B of Bonnet there for the second spot to go to the inside for the race lead off of 4. Diamonding off the corner for the top spot. Bonnet has trouble. Door into 1 and 2. Boudreaux putting the heat all over the quick race car. Spring Nationals champion Robert Taylor for the race lead. For the love of Alex out front, leading this one in 13. A stellar run to this point for Robert Taylor, holding on to the top spot. The caution's going to wave. Drop the hammer, we're backing away. They're going to go 3. Oh, some contact there. And Mosley may not be able to get it refired. He'll start rolling, and we stay green. And here comes the battle for the race lead off the exit of 4 down the front straightaway into 1. Boudreaux to the inside for the race lead. Door to door for the top spot. Taylor going to use that outside line. That momentum is advantage. It won't work this time, though. Tim Boudreaux to the top spot. Boudreaux lead is 70. Timmy B. Boudreaux holds on to the top spot here at the Boot Hill down the back straightaway, separating himself by about 5 car lengths into turn number 3 this time. Taylor trying to stalk him and hawk him and re-inherit that top spot. May not be able to do it. The job done. The 8 of Billy Melton Jr. now in hot pursuit of that top 2. I don't know how you do it, Austin. It's Bugs Ahoy up here. Billy Melton Jr. trying to capitalize and take over the second spot with just 2 more trips to go. 1.5 laps to go now if they meet the midpoint of the back chute. Into 3, Billy Melton Jr. all over Robert Taylor there for the second spot off of 4. The white flag waving in front of the face of Boudreaux. Side by side for second at the flag stand. Back into 1 and 2. Billy Melton Jr. feeling it tonight. He'll go to the inside for a second. Down the back straightaway, Billy Melton Jr. to the inside for the second spot. Into 3 for the final time. They're door to door. Billy Melton Jr. the 13 going to drag race to the line. Boudreaux will win it. And Billy Melton Jr. will come across the stripe and grab second. What a run. $100,000 in Batesville. 12 years ago, Chad Piro just acquiring this car from Kyle Plaisant with Billy Robinson to his outside. The lights are out. We are underway. They're going to go door to door there momentarily as the 0-1 of Robinson gets the whole shot. But here comes the bullet from Benton. Buckham fires the bullet off the exit 2 into turn number 3. Down the front boulevard off of 4, leading lap 1 goes to 0-1 to the Wiley veteran Billy Robinson. Robinson leads lap 1 at 0-1. Bockham trying to get his sea legs underneath him in this new division since he transferred out of the limited modified ranks full time into this pro mod class. Here comes the 25 of Bockham. Bockham trying something on Robinson. Here comes Josh Bockham to the inside for the race lead. Down the back straightaway, going to go side by side. They're side by side for the third spot as well. Door to door for the race lead. They're door to door for third. Still side by side for the top spot. Robinson going to hold on to it off of 4. Off the exit of 2, down the back straightaway, Billy Robinson fending off the early challenge from the 25 of the Benton Bullet, Josh Bockham in this one. Final trip off of 4 with a face full of checkered flag. Your winner going to go to the 0-1 of Billy Robinson. Fending off an early challenge from the 25 of Josh Bockham, who grabs second and 25. Third goes to Vic Jr. in 4B. Your current Pro Mod point leader here at the hill of the 4V of Doug Vic Jr. will grab third after a challenge to be the Architect Sheet Mill welding number 27 of Mike Washburn, your winner here last Saturday night. The Big Show, Eric Norris along the outside as they get ready to set the pace off of turn number 4 this time. Have a wild start. Your construction number 60 of Mark Barnes in the 60. Going to hold on to third as they head off into 1. The Marshall Texan, Robbie Hickman. Tim Horner, they got loose there into 1 and 2. We're still clean and green, looking to complete the first lap in Pro Mod Heat Race number 2, and they will get the job done. Washburn leads it in 27. Randy Nolan in car number 23. Nolan in the 5th spot in car number 23. They'll go side by side momentarily for third as Hickman will dispose and go to third. Washburn setting a torrid pace, but the man on the march right now is the Marshall Texan to the 39 of Robbie Hickman. He's in the Seegers Roofing number 39. Hickman, a former main event winner here, as the yellow flag is going to wave. A 31-point advantage Doug Vic Jr. has over the 27 of Washburn in the point standings. We look to wire down the 2017 point season. Lights are back out. Robbie Hickman may have something for him, and that's kind of a wild restart. As Hickman got a good start, they're going to go door to door for the race lead on the restart. And it looks like Parker doesn't like it. They'll throw the caution. Mike Washburn ready to put his foot through the floorboard off of 4. It's up to him to start the race. And Hickman timed it again very well and gets another good start. And Washburn's going to have to fend off the 39 of Hickman here in the late going, as Norris got back around the 60 for the third spot into turn number 3. Going way up top where Grandpa keeps the good bourbon is Mike Washburn looking to capitalize. The 39 of Hickman going to lead that lap. Hickman does lead that lap as they go door to door for the race lead off the exit of 2 down the back straightaway. Robbie is digging tonight. Robbie Hickman having one of the more stellar runs in his Pro Mod career here in a heat race performance as the caution has to wave. Killing a great race up front, but it should ensue when we drop the hammer once. Hey, if you didn't hear it last weekend, we had the late models back. I know you folks certainly enjoyed that one. Jack Sullivan getting the victories at the Comp Cam Series, but September 30th, 1,500 to win, 300 to start. Super late models back at Boothill, so be sure to put that on the calendar. Lights are back out in Pro Mod heat race number 2. We're underway. So Hickman not quite able to fire as well on this restart, and he'll be back about 4 car lengths as the white flag waves in front of the face. So Shreveport's Mike Washburn in 27. Final time in a 1 and 2 down the back straightaway. Hickman has closed the gap quick, fast, and in a hurry, but he's run out of time. Tick-tock goes the race clock in the middle point of 3 and 4, rolling off of 4 in 27. Pro Mod heat race number 2, winner presented by R&R Timber, goes to Mike Washburn in 27. Robbie Hickman grabs 2nd. Good run for the big show. Eric Norris to grab 3rd and 44 in. Michael Shaw outside Cornbread in the number 9 machine. The lights are going to go out. 6 cars, 8 laps. Here we go. Glenstone, they're nearly trying to go 3 wide there off the exit of corner number 4. The 22 of Robert Graham leads lap 1 of this 8-lap affair for the Pro Mods. Your 3rd and final Pro Mod heat of the night. Presented by Doggett Equipment. Into 3, the Marshall Texan Robert Graham trying to get his 2nd win here this season as he rolls off of 4 down the front boulevard. Four in, 4 laps to go, 50% of this one complete as Robert Graham setting a tour pace out front. But does Jeffrey Bechet have enough in the tank to run him down for the race lead? Bechet looks like undoubtedly has the quickest car on the racetrack right now, but time may be a factor in this one. Robert Graham's had some great runs this year between Vivian and here in Greenwood, but has not quite had the performances in the main events to show for it. Tonight may be his night to cash in on a victory. The white flag will wave in this time for the Marshall Texan Robert Graham. The final trip around the quarter mile oval here in Greenwood, Louisiana, here at the Hill, and night number 14 of the 2017 season. Down the back straightaway into 3 and 4 for the final time. The driver of the Seekers Roofing, number 22, looking for his 2nd win this season. Robert Graham, your winner in 22 of heat race number 3. So up to Louisiana, Jeffrey Bechet will grab 2nd. Rolling off of 4, the Gentle Giant Jason Beasley will grab 3rd and 16. Cody White, your winner here last Saturday night in the 55, looking to go back-to-back. Landon Hazel in the 17. The lights are going to go out. We are underway in your front-wheel drive 4-cylinder heat race here at the Hill. A growing division just added at the midpoint of last season. Lafitte looks to have the race lead in 29. Harris all over him to the inside, and Cody White, last Saturday night's winner, all over the back bumper for the race lead of the 29 into 1. I always tell you folks, never underestimate this class. They're pretty exciting.
I got this. Okay.
Cody White goes to the race lead right to the outside of the 29 of Lafitte for the race lead, using that outside line of that momentum to his advantage. He'll take over the top spot. Lafitte maybe not done yet with him. Lap traffic up ahead of your drivers who are second and third. They'll split them down the back straightaway. Harris goes to the inside. The 29 of Lafitte to the outside. He'll have the advantage. The checker flag waves in front of the face of the 55-year winner goes to Cody White. Lafitte will hold on to grab second. Harris will grab third and 6. Vance Coleman to the outside on the 75. The lights are going to go out. We're green flag racing off of 4 in your second and final front-wheel drive heat of the night. Oh my goodness, driving in deep into 3 and 4, the 75 of Coleman just drove that car into downtown Shreveport, Louisiana, and he'll get the black flag pointed at him by your judge and executioner, Keith Parker, says don't do that again because you'll have to sit down and take a seat. Whew. We saw that happen earlier in the season and ended up on the RacesOnTexas.com highlight reel. Chris Collier, who was the recipient of a bonsai move earlier in the year by a driver in a heat race performance, and nearly got the same thing done to him there early in the going of this one. And Vance Coleman got the black flag shown at him there, and he elects to slow it down just a little bit. I don't want to call it slow it down. He may have toned it down just a little bit anyway. Sylvia Shaw in the third spot in the 61. The white flag waves for the final trip around the Greenwood quarter-mile oval. Since 1973, if you want to race, the hill's the place. Down the back straightaway for the final time into 3. For your current Boothill Speedway front-wheel drive point leader in the 14. Chris Collier rolls across the stripe hill, winning over the 75 of Coleman. Jason Ingalls, your reigning Louisiana State Dirt Track champ, driving the East Texas Equipment, Mr. Plummer, number 12. Inside over number 2 for the Bulletproof Tees, number 27 from West Monroe of Chase Del Rio. Outside the 81 of Kyle Ingalls. The Marshall Missile, Derek Greasy, driving the JCT Auto Sales RaceOnTexas.com PTS powered IRP number 69. Coming into tonight, your race leader bottled them up there momentarily as they trying to go 3 wide there off the exit of 2, down the back straightaway. Grigsby made a final lap pass, or a final corner pass on the long-time race leader who led 19 laps last weekend in the main event as they try to go 3 wide once again here in heat race number 1, action for limited modifieds. Grigsby's trying to march his way to the front. He'll go to the inside of the 81. He's up to 4th. But Ingles may not be done with him. Using that outside line of that momentum to his advantage. It won't work. Off of 4th. Grigsby up to 4th. He'll look to stalk the tire tracks of his chassis builder, Ingles, as here comes Del Rio out of Western Louisiana down the back straightaway in the Bulletproof Tees Western Flyer. A pair of Western Flyer chassis built by Randy Timms out of Wheatland, Oklahoma, up front for the race lead as they go door-to-door off the exit of 4 down the front boulevard. My mistake, it's actually Tupper back in his IRP Limited here. Tupper won the Trophy Dash tonight, driving his dad's Western Flyer, so just happened to assume that he was back in it again. Just saw the cell panel. That's his IRP car. He'll go way up top there off of 4 and allow the 27 to get by for the race lead. But here comes the Mitchell. Grigsby is firing nothing but missiles right now off of 2 down the back straightaway, and no blanks for the 69 and the 3. And the caution's going to wait for the first time. Right here at Boothill Speedway that Craig Oakes won. He was in the mix. It was a 5-car breakaway for the lead, and that's what I talked to Derek Grigsby about in Victor Lane last week. He was in 6th and never was able to become a part of it. Off of 4, though, the missile from Marshall's on its march to the front in this one. Already disposed of his chassis builder, Jason Ingles, in this one. As next weekend, live on RaceOnTexas.com down in Waco, it'll be the Southern Sport Mod Nationals, paying $10,000 a win. As Ingles will throw the promoter cap back on, along with Midlothian, Texas racer Chase Allen, the cam chassis builder. As right now, the Bulletproof Tees number 27 out front with the race lead. The Marshall Texan, Derek Grigsby, rides second, looking to hunt him down. 2 laps to go to get the job done, as they're still door-to-door for the 3rd spot off of 4. Great racing taking place from 3rd on back between Ingles, Tupper, Ingles, and Underwood. Looks like the center of the hourglass may tick away for Grigsby. Off of 4, the white flag waving in front of the West Monroe racer. Chase the real Del Rio into 1. And an outstanding battle continues for 3rd. Into 3 and 4 for the final time. And rolling off the exit of corner number 4, the Bulletproof Tees, sponsor number 27, Western Flyer of Chase Del Rio, takes the win over the Marshall Missile, Derek Grigsby. Tupper prevails over his Whataburger sponsored IRP chassis of Brent Tidwell. Doesn't like Brent makes the call. So it'll be the 2015 Louisiana State Dirt Track champ Cliff Tupper Jr. on the pole. The K1 of Stephen Guidry, a feature race winner here this season of the K1 Express chassis. And tied with Grigsby right now for the point lead here at the Hill. He's held on to the top spot in the point standings all year long. Dylan Spear out of Marshall, Texas. This should be a fun, good race here. Keith Tidwell back there, the RKT operating number 18, who fields the cars for Ingles and JoJo Wilhelm and other competitors in this sport as they roll off of 4 still door-to-door. 3 different chassis brands occupying around goes Tupper. He was already coming around to the 22 mag, had nowhere else. Guidry won here back on July the 15th. The lights are back out. We're underway with Guidry, your race leader in K1. Guidry beat a healthy field of limited modified competitors that night, taking the win over Brandon Ball, Ricky Ingles, Justin Whitehead, and Jody Davidson. And the list could go on and on throughout that top 10 as he sets a torrid pace out front here with the green flag back out here at limited modified heat race number 2. Dylan Spear knows he has to have a good performance tonight if he wants to keep the 69 Grigsby right there at the top spot of those point standings as it's 4 in and 4 laps to go. Three laps to go this time by for Guidry. So this young man who grew up watching the likes of Ronnie Adams, the king of Boot Hill, get around this racetrack, very, very close with Ronnie Adams, learned a lot about how to get around this racetrack from the veteran. Travels up here a pretty nice distance and passes some other area racetracks to get here because he loves racing in Greenwood. And off of 4, he'll see the white flag in front of his face for the final quarter-mile trip around in heat race number 2 for the limited modifieds. Down the back straightaway for the final time in the turn number 3. Dylan Spear had nothing but blanks, no bullets fired for your race winner of the K1 from Marksville, Louisiana, Stephen Guidry. The 22 mag of Dylan Spear will grab second. I went throughout the entirety of the names of these drivers who have checked in tonight throughout the heat races, but the driver to keep your eyes on, he has the hood off the 7-Up. But he wants to make 7-Up yours. David Roy, he may be fun to watch at the tail here, trying to work his way to the front if he doesn't have any mechanical woes. Your current point leader here at Boothill finding himself in a B main tonight. Doug Vick Jr. sets the pace. Oh, some contact there on the start there between the B7 of Freddie Blanchard and the 96 of Knighton, but no harm, no foul. Debris in turn 1 may have came from that slight contact there. That was just about the point that... Vic Jr. puts his foot through the floorboard. We're underway with Josie along his outside of the 228. We're underway for 12 laps the distance. The top 5 will go to the A main tonight. Josie loose the handle. And he keeps going. Send him to promoter school. How about that? We'll go ahead and send him to promoter school and give him a certificate while he's on his way out of there. Certainly hate the misfortune for the 228 who had a good bid from the outside front row to transfer to tonight's main event. Still a newcomer to this sport, but Josie taking his stripes and learning week in and week out and getting better and better. So out front, Vic Jr. with the race lead over the 96 of the Nightmare, Michael Knighton, the former Spring Nationals champ. The former Open Wheel Modified ace began his racing career right here at Boothill Speedway years ago, and I told you before this race started, folks, you better keep your eyes on the 7-Up. Challenged Justin Whitehead in the early laps of the 7,000 win King of the Hill event last month, and he's going to work to the inside, and he'll be one spot out, looking if he can dispose of Shaw for the 6th spot. The top 5, once again, race fans will go to the A main. And while they're racing hard, trying to go door to door here, they are running down Jeff Rice, who is in that 5th and final spot. David Roy appears that he's undoubtedly got the quicker car. He just needs the final lane around. The battle for the 5th and final transfer spot's heating up. Shaw drove it deep to the inside of Rice, and here comes 7-Up. He'll take both of them. The Walmart special, 2 for the price of 1. They nearly trying to go 3 wide there off the exit of 2. A big push there off the exit of 2 for the 7-Up. He straightens it back out. Didn't kill his momentum as quite a bit as I thought it would as they roll through the center point and off of 4. 7-Up now to the 5th and final spot. So Vic Jr. still leads over the Styles Automotive number 96 of the Nightmare, Michael Knighton. B.J. Cooks in 3rd. 4th is Uncle Freddie Blanchard from Gashada, Louisiana. And from the dead last to 5th is Shreveport's David Roy in 7-Up. So your top 4 cars pretty well in hand. Your top 3 separated by about the same distance. About 6 car lengths separates 3rd and 4th between Cook and the 43J and the B7 of Freddie Blanchard. And back to 5th, 7-Up with David Roy is a pretty good ways back. These guys all look to be comfortably into the main event tonight, as lap traffic will come to reality here for Doug Vick Jr. as he approaches the 33 of Robert Graham Sr. and Gailey in the 27, as it'll only be one more quarter-mile trip around, the white flag waving. One thing I found very interesting in this class, as dominant as Doug Vick Jr.'s been, he is one of the all-time winningest racers at the Vivian Oval at Arklatex. One thing I find very interesting, he was the only driver 2 weeks ago that had a passenger in his car when he won the Texas State Championship for $3 grand over at Timberline, as he'll take the checkered here and win the B main. but he is the only driver who has consistently had a passenger in his car, I'd probably say every single week since this class began back in the early 2000s or mid. If I have to, I'll think up another one, but I guarantee you somebody has to know when the Wild Man won his first ever dirt track championship. As the Benton Bullet, Josh Buckham, going to smash his foot through the floorboard. We're underway in your first main event of the night here at Boothill. We're underway. They go side by side with the race lead off the exit of 2 down the back straight on the opening lap. The Benton Bullet, Josh Buckham, has come in over the 22 as they enter turn number 3. Robinson going to pull into the tail thing, and the caution flag waves early. Lights are back out. We're ready to drop the hammer here in your first main event of the night with the Benton Bullet, Josh Buckham on the front row alongside the Marshall Texan, Robert Graham. The pair of veterans in row 2 with Mikey Mike and the 01 of Robinson. The lights are out. We are underway from the hill. Into one for the first time. Buckham going to slide up in front. He'll clear. The 22 will go way up top, but Grandpa keeps the good bourbon. The 01 will slide up in front. He'll take over the bridesmaids' arms in this one in the 3 on the opening circuit. And a slide jump through 3 and 4. Oh my! Nearly knocked the nose off the 01. Sorry, gets a little hot and heavy in here. We're at the Hilltop Grill concession stand. About made the concession stand workers lose their marbles here. Down the back straight. What a slight job by Robert Graham. The Marshall Texan says, you know what, Billy Robinson, you can sit down and take a seat. And Billy Robinson says, I don't like that too much. And he elects not to do so, but they'll still go side by side there for the bridesmaids on to this one. Robinson way up top where he keeps his own good bourbon. Down the back straightaway. In the 3. Josh Buckham looking to win his first ever Pro Mod main event tonight here at the Boothill Speedway. A place he has never won a Pro Mod race. So Josh Buckham, your race leader. A couple of years ago, back on July the 6th of 2015 and July 11th, he won back-to-back limited modified main events here at the Hill. As Robert Graham has a good race car here in the early going, showing some muscle. He's trying to the inside, and hands go up, hands go down. For the track prep here tonight, this racetrack is outstanding. It is good from top to bottom. These guys can pick a lane and choose anywhere they want to go to make some gains. Right now, they're door-to-door for the 3rd spot. Vic Jr., the 27 of Washburn, the 4. Those are your 4 best Pro Mod drivers in this division, and they've shown it. The result statistics definitely stand for it. Your 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th place drivers have been undoubtedly the cream of the crop in this class since it started back in 2010 at Gene Borders Arclitech Speedway. Billy Robinson has had his name on top of the hat the last, well, couple of years. Jeffrey Bechet, 15 wins a year ago. And Vic Jr. back in 2015 scored 15 wins as well. But right now, the newcomer in this class, the former limited modified ace, Josh Buckham, trying to find his way back to ABC Auto Parts Victory Lane here at Boothill. Of course, thinking back to several years ago in 2013 when Grigsby won a Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship, Josh Buckham led nearly every single lap and pushed into the final turn, coming to the checkered flag. Grigsby got by him on the final turn, coming to the checkers, and a $2,000 victory for Grigsby that night, and heartbreak for the 25 of the Benton Bullet. And more heartbreak 2 years ago when he had nearly won the Tootsie Smith Memorial, but unfortunately after post-race tech inspection was deemed disqualified for headers, as the cautions are going to come out again for the 3rd time. If anybody can come and tell me the driver back in 1985 who won a wing mod and a late model race all on the same night here at Boothill. The lights are back out. The trivia questions are going hot and heavy, and the caution's going to come back out. I know somebody has to know the year the wild man Dennis McLeod won the Louisiana State Dirt Track Championship for the first time. I'll give you a hint. It was in the truck class. Lights are going out. We're underway. On the we have all kind of trivia questions being thrown out, and the cautions come out. 6s, 97s. I had a 99. I had folks say 2000, 2001. I had a 94. That's the first 1998 that I've heard. The wild man Dennis McLeod won his first ever on a last lap door slam pass to win it. As we're back away in your Pro Mod main event. Oh, and the clip of the tire. And Billy Robinson says, I don't like that too much, and it may hurt Baca, but it does not. Will hop on the restart. Billy Robinson's frustration meter just went through the roof. I believe May. Billy Robinson, sometimes you got to go. Hate to see him go, but he had to go. The Benton Bullet, Josh Baucom, still out front leading this one, trying to get his first ever Pro Mod win tonight. Here we go. And Robert Graham timed it and got a good restart in the 22, and he'll nearly loop the car off the exit of 2. He'll go through the infield, Dukes of Hazzard style. Down the back straightaway, Mike Washington to go by his heels before he had Vic Jr. Your point leader, Doug Vic Jr., now in the second. He'll go to the inside for the race lead off of 4. Down the front boulevard we go in the 1. Baucom is going to have to fend off a hard charge from Vic Jr. in this one, your current point leader at the hill. It was been on a hot streak as of late in this class. Won at the night of the King of the Hill and finished second at the factory to Derek Grigsby. Swept the Texas State Championships at Timberline 2 weeks ago. But it's been Mike Washburn here at the hill as of late. Down the back straightaway. Into 3. Vic Jr. to get Benton Bullet of Josh Baucom all he's worth for this win tonight. Baucom using the outside line, and that momentum is advantage down the front straightaway. And a wild one here at the hill. The track is awfully shaping up. It's racing right now from top to bottom. You gotta like what you see. Modifies up next. Factory stock race should be stellar tonight. Down the front boulevard, back into 1. Baucom able to separate himself now as Washburn going to put the heel all over the 4 for second now. Mike Washburn and Vic Jr. go at it for second. Into turn number 3. It looks like Vic Jr. may have lost a shock. Yeah, a spring. You can see the right rear on the 4 cars stuck and hunkered to the ground, and it's sparking and arcing. And he is somehow still battling right now with the 27 of Washburn for second. That's allowing the 25 of the Benton Bullet to run away with 5 laps to go. And Vic Jr. may have just called it quits right there. The vibration got enough for more than he could handle. Two to go this time. 1.5 laps to go as he meets the midpoint of the back straightaway. Into 3 and 4. Off of 4. For a final time with a white flag in his face for Josh Baucom at 25. Heading into 1. He may be able to coast to victory from here. Meets the midpoint of the back chute. Into 3 and 4 for the final time. How about it for the first time back to victory? And over a year for the Benton Bullet, Josh Baucom at 25. Major threat in the limited modified division for many years. Won the track championship at Champion Park Speedway back in 2009. His father-in-law, Cliff Williams, drove one of his cars to a North Louisiana State Championship victory back in 2011 at Champion.
Good race.
This driver has always been a major factor in a threat in any division. It took him, I wouldn't say it took him a long time to figure this deal out. But tonight he may talk about how this was kind of a wild one. Like I said, Boothill, for everyone in the house, when he gets the head and neck restraint off and gets ready to climb out of the car, once again out of Benton, Louisiana, please give him a big round of applause. Climbing up top, Josh Bockham, the Benton Bullet, back in victory lane here at the Hill. Well, Josh said it's been over a year and a half since you've been to victory lane here at Boothill Speedway, but man, you moved over to this Pro Mod division full time, and I'll tell you, I'll say it simply, you had to earn this one tonight.
Man, I don't even know what to say. We've worked our butts off, that's all I can say.
Has the transition from this class been tougher than you thought it would be, or what's been kind of the uphill battle, if there's been much of a battle?
Me and this car making friends has been the biggest battle. I just hadn't hit on nothing yet, and I think we might have found something. We'll see.
How about this? It's a pretty special victory. You got your son in victory lane. He was actually going to hold the mic and interview you there.
He'll do it. He'll talk on it if you don't watch him.
What does this mean to you, man? I mean, obviously, Billy Robinson, Doug Vick Jr., Mike Washburn, these guys have been hot lately. They're all in there battling. I mean, your door-to-door, Robert Graham as well threw it to the inside of you there at one point. And down there in 1 and 2, were you worried about the contact that was made there slightly with you?
I wasn't really worried about the contact on my car. I mean, it always gets in your head, but I was just focusing on trying to hit my marks because I think I may have missed it a little bit and caused all that deal. I hate it for them.
Always special to get back in victory lane, man. We give you an opportunity to thank anybody that helps you out in your racing program.
Man, there's a list of them. Me and Ronnie worked a lot on this. Cliff Williams worked a lot on it. My dad comes out here and helps every weekend. This PTS, they're a big part of it. Of course, Easy One Power, that's my father-in-law. R&R Power, Jeff Williams over at R&R Power. Man, I get TCC Carburetors. I can't leave him out. He helped a lot too.
Like I said, it's not like you struggled, but you finally feel like you hit on something tonight.
No, we struggled. that's all it is to it. We struggled. So maybe we found something. I got to thank my wife too, and of course this guy. He works on it with me during the week. So
very special, man. Good to see you back in victory lane, man. You're overdue, you're well deserved, and you definitely earned it tonight, my friend.
Man, it's been a long time.
Give it up for him, ladies and gentlemen. The Benton, Louisiana, come the Benton Bullet, Josh Bockham. Fired no 1985, who won in a late model and a wing mod in the same night. Only driver to do it that year. I'll make my way through the top row here. Lights are going to go out. Your modified main event. We are underway from the hill. Oh, not a good start for Settle. Randall Settle wants that one back. He does not. Oh, and around goes Settle, and he'll collect the 13 of Taylor. He's in the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame. There you go. We have a winner. It's Gary Wright. Oh, my. Gary Wright did it. Lights are out. Hennigan on the pole now as the original restart. We are underway. Props to you. Oh, and around goes Bujo on the restart. Bujo loops it on the restart. The Winnigan Chris Hennigan, who's made his own history in itself right here in the Arklatex. One of the all-time winningest racers in the Arklatex, period, bar none. He'll be on the pole after Randall Stetter lost the handle in the early going of this one. Bujo brings out the recent caution. We're back underway. Billy, contact there with Jason Ingalls. And a car at the tail there on the restart. Tough break for Jason Ingalls. Stick a fork in Ingalls. He's done now. Billy Melton Jr. is going to become a factor. This ought to be a fun one tonight. Billy Melton going to go 3 right per second off of 4 down the front straightaway. Billy Melton Jr. ice in his veins tonight. He's feeling it, looking good for Randy Copeland Motorsports in the 8 car. Down the back straightaway, approaching turn number 3. Winnigan Hennigan going to set up under the hub of the racetrack. Billy Melton Jr. up top where Grandpa keeps what? The good moonshine. Into 1. Melton's got something working, and it's working well. Billy Melton Jr. has not won here since a day race back in 2015. Down the back straightaway. Into turn number 3 with a sight set on one of the best to ever do it here in Greenwood. Or like I said, the Arklatex in general. You get throw Melton's name into that hat as well. Billy Melton Sr. knew his way around the speed plant. Oh, Billy Melton! I thought he just broke. Had to get on the binders there off the exit of turn number 2. The car is not quite rotating off the exit the way he'd like it to, the way it did the first several laps. He's got Winslet and Mosley all over, nipping at his heels now into 1. How about, oh, and Mosley just lost the left rear in a 1 and 2. 6-7. USC beats Western Michigan 49-31, but hey, we're at Boothill, lights are out, we're back underway. Here comes Winslet with a good restart to the inside of Billy Melton. Two good friends gonna go at it here door to door. Down the back shoulder, and Melton gonna try to fit it to the outside, he will. Melton to the outside of Winslet for second. His car will drift way up top off of exit. Look out, BMJ. Woo. Good driving by Hatton to get on the binders there to avoid contact with Melton. Melton nearly lost the handle. As here comes Justin Ingles into the mix now. Off a board down the front boulevard into 1. Winnigan, Chris Hennigan. Out front, trying to mind his own business right now, but could get some company with the Formula 21, the GRT chassis of David Winslet. Winslet undoubtedly knows his way around this speed plant. Won here last Saturday night. And Winslet would probably tell you didn't even come down for a Victor Lane interview. Only had 4 or 5 modifieds show up in the main event. And he had a walk-the-dog type performance. And right now he'll find himself looking to track down driver 16, Winnigan Hennigan for the race lead. Hennigan perfect so far in this race after the drop of the hammer. And initial start, we've got a few cautions in between. As Justin Ingles is all over the tail feather here for third. That's the best battle on the racetrack right now as they head off into 3. Ingles going to try to the bottom of the racetrack this time to the inside of Billy Melton Jr. Ingles and Melton, door to door off of 4. Melton going to use that high line advantage. Halfway in, halfway to go. Does David Winslet have anything up his sleeve for Winnigan Hennigan? Chris trying to live up to his moniker and win again. Off of 4, 16 leads across the stripe. 21 in hot pursuit. Justin Ingles looking to slide job nearly by Ingles. He'll come out short as they get on the brakes. Show some respect to his fellow counterpart in the 8. Boy, is Justin Ingles fun to watch or what? One little bobble, one little slip up there on the cushion could be the difference in going to Victor Lane or not. I'm telling you, Justin Ingles putting on a display right now on the 52, trying to hunt down and dethrone the 8 of Billy Melton for the 3rd spot. Fun to watch the 52 of Justin Ingles get around the Boothill Speedway. And right now, Winslet looks to be closing in on Hennigan as it's 5 laps to go. 5 laps to go around the hill. And Hennigan went low that time. Going to open up the door for Winslet to get a big run down the back straightaway. Into 3. David Winslet going to close the gap here. It's heating up. Off of 4 down the front straightaway. Winslet trying to close the gap on Winnigan Hennigan. Winslet went low that time. The caution flag's going to wave for Justin Ingles. Want to wish a big happy birthday to McKenna Aaron's happy 13th birthday, McKenna. Happy 13th. Lights are out. We're back underway here at the hill. Go to restart by Melton. Boudreaux's got all kind of sparks coming out from underneath the 7, and Melton's going to try to take over the 2nd spot from Winslet. That allows Hennigan to separate himself by a few more car lengths into 3. Billy Melton all over the tail tank of the 21 of Winslet. Melton now has some company there to the inside off of turn number 4. Tim Boudreaux trying to find something on the inside of Melton on the low side of the speed plant. The white flag coming out this time by for Winnigan Hennigan. Hatton's into the wall at the top of turn number 4. green, white, checkered restart. We're back underway here at Boothill. Chris Hennigan, your race leader. He'll come around this time by to the checkered flag if he can hold serve. Final time in the turn number 3. He'll live up to his moniker once again on another dirt track Saturday night. It's Whittigan, Chris Hennigan out of Marshall, Texas, the ABC Auto Parts victory lane. Getting the Simpson harness off, the head and neck restraint.
No, that's in the painting.
Here he comes, Boothill, living up to the moniker again. It's Whittigan, Chris Hennigan out of Marshall, Texas. Well, Chris, after the last few weeks, wouldn't call you having a major struggle or anything, but I know you've probably been trying to get this car dialed into your liking. You showed up the first night out. It was really good, and I'll say it's been bad, but tonight, man, after the heat race, I'm sure you went to the dialing board over there and dialed this thing up. Seemed pretty good from the drop of the green flag, other than that kind of wild start.
Yeah, it's pretty good. We changed a bunch of stuff this week, and we wasn't prepared to come tonight, and I was on the wrong gear, and the distributor was wet in the heat race.
Man, what kind of changes did you have to make over there?
Just cleaned it out and basically moved one bar, and that was it.
What does it mean to win here at Boothill? I think I've asked you that before, but I mean, you've been winning here for quite a few years now, and what does it mean you could show up here and kind of get the job done? Winslet tried to pressure you, but wasn't able to quite get the job done.
Yeah, I always like coming here. Tim and Ricky's doing a great job on the track, getting it racy. They work hard on it every week. And I got to mention my wife and Michelle Young. They helped me out a lot over there in the pits a while ago. We had a women crew tonight, and Scott Swiner helped out too.
Tried to car on the outside of the early going. Seemed like you tried to move it down to the bottom here in the 1 and 2. Seemed like anywhere you wanted to go, this car would go tonight.
Yeah, it felt pretty good. I didn't know. I was trying to outside, and I was trying to look back, and I almost messed up. I didn't know the 21 was right there.
Anytime you know Billy Melton Jr., those guys who know how to hammer that outside, or Justin Ingles, you know you got to get up there and maybe sometimes to protect too.
Yeah. That's when I heard Billy up there at the first of the race, I knew I better move up.
Anybody else additional to the wife, or anybody you'd like to thank for helping out this race team?
Panel Trust, Rilo's Lubinato, Career Search, J&J Motorsports, CNC Oilfield, IRP Race Cars, Spears Oil and Gas, Joel's Auto Sales, and I hope I ain't missing nobody.
Congratulations to you, man, on another victory here in Greenwood.
All right, thanks.
Whittigan, Chris Hennigan back in ABC Auto Parts Victory Lane here at the legendary Oval. Louisiana, it's Brian Shaver. The 2015 Louisiana State Dirt Track Champ Cody Tupperin, 23. Princeton's Paul Lopez, 20 laps. The lights are out. We're underway with Bo Perry setting the pace for the pole. With Ryan Burke to his outside. Here we go. This should be a lot of fun tonight. Down the front boulevard, ready to go into 1. Bo Perry going to get a shot in the shorts there off the exit to go 3 wide. Ryan Burke going to find some steam off the outside, off the exit of 2. Into turn number 3. Ryan Burke trying to lead his first lap since returning back to the cockpit. He'll roll to the outside of the 24. Ryan Burke leads lap 1. Ryan Burke going to lead lap number 1 tonight here at Boothill. There are 3 different lanes wide for the lead right now. This track is racy as heck from top to bottom. What more can you ask for as a dirt track fan? Into turn number 3. Bo Perry going to fight back to the inside of Burke. Ryan Burke now on that Ford Power 34 JR going to roll with the race lead down the front boulevard to lead the first 2 laps here in Greenwood tonight. Bo Perry back to his inside, trying to get his second win here this year. He's got a win in Vivian as well. Down the back straightaway, Jody Prince holding on the 3rd, being pressured by the Triple X Rocket of Shaw Graham in 4th. In 5th is JoJo Wilhelm off of 4. Ryan Burke continues the lead at 34 JR. Ryan Burke being pressured off the exit of 2 into turn number 3, but he's using that outside line of that momentum to his advantage. The 24, Bo Perry, likes the hub of the racetrack, but he pushes up off of exit, allows the 34 junior to put a car link between he and himself at the flag stand as he heads back off into turn number 1. Boy, if Ryan Burke can get back to victory lane in only his 6th start since returning back to the cockpit, stellar. Always been one of the best factory stock drivers to ever get the job done in this region. Off of 4, Burke still leaves the caution flag waving for the first time. Once again off of turn number 4. Bo Perry rides in second. A pair of laser race cars, or a trio of them, rides second, third, fourth. Sorry, Sean Graham's in fourth, JoJo Wilhelm's fifth. The lights are out. We are back underway. Burke separates himself by about 2 car lengths into turn number 3 here on this restart. Jody Prince trying to find something on the outside of Bo Perry. These guys are absolutely going at it right now. Look at this battle right here. 3 different lanes wide down the back straightaway. David Roy trying to work his way up through the field meticulously. As right now your top 6 are singled out down the front side of that battle. About 9. Oh, we got one around right here off the exit. It's going to get nasty and ugly. As we get ready to relight the fire, they're ready to go back to work and punch the time clock. On the loud pedal is Ryan Burke. Off of turn number 4, we are back underway. Back down into 1 and 2 off the exit. Down the back straightaway there, 3 wide at points. Prince way up top with the 23 at Cody Tupper coming on. I'm sorry, the triple S is Sean Graham. My mistake. Sean Graham becoming a factor. Here comes Perry for the race lead. Bo Perry trying to fight to the inside there. 34 JR. Burt for the top spot. Couldn't get the job done. Every time he drives it to the inside of the 34, Burke able to make that car storm off the corners. Burke is going to have to earn this victory tonight if he wants to find ABC Auto Parts victory lane for the first time in quite some time. Bo Perry has got it working now. He'll fire it to the inside. Burke is heating up. To the inside comes Bo Perry. He'll go to the inside. Ryan Burke going to smash the loud pedal. Go door down the back straightaway. Side by side into turn number 3. Ryan Burke fills it, and it's heating up for the race lead, and the caution waves. Shaver in the 10. We're ready to drop the hammer once again. Ryan Burke still out front of the race lead, but Bo Perry has something up his tricky sleeve. Will Jody Prince be able to fire as well? Here we go. We're back underway. Burke timed his restart perfectly as he sends it back off into 1 and 2 in the 34 JR. Back underway, down the back straightaway. Prince throttles past the 11. It's going to be 2 laps to go this time. No, I'm sorry, halfway. Seemed like we were more in. Oh, and Ryan Burke just cocked it sideways, and he'll smash the loud pedal and put about a half a car length between him and the 24 of Bo Perry. Perry has really fired well in these last 2 restarts. He'll try it back to the inside once again. Here comes Prince. Some contact down the front straightaway off of 4. Trying to slam the door shut on the 10P. Jody Prince has got that outside line working well. And here comes one of the most improved or breakout driver of the year candidates for RaceOnTexas.com. Travis Bowden out of Karnak in the 11 is coming, and he's throwing his hat into the ring. He's become a player now. Travis Bowden has become a player, and there's going to be 8 laps to go this next time by. It's heating up for the race lead. Bo Perry. How about Travis Bowden? Travis Bowden has thrown it and got around the 10P of Jody Prince for 3rd. Could tonight be his night? Bo Perry fires it back to the bottom side of the racetrack to the inside of Burke for the top spot. Burke says no. Sit down and take a seat. And for the time being, Bo Perry says yes. Okay. He'll sit down to the hub of the racetrack and fire it off at turn number 4 to back to the inside. Can't find it. Nothing doing that time. Back down the front boulevard. The best he is right here at the hub off the exit of turns 1 and 2. That's the best the 24 car has been all race long on that laser chassis. Right now, the bootlegger race car is rising to the occasion, built by James Griffin. Here comes the Karnak Texan, Travis Bowden, all of a sudden becoming a player and throwing his hat into the ring and throwing all aces on the table. Burke and Perry are still side by side for the race league. What a hell of a race brewing here in Greenwood tonight. factory stock action at its finest here at the Quarter Mile Oval. If you want to race, the Hill's the place. Since 1973, providing excellent door-to-door dirt track action. Back down the front straightaway into one. They're still side by side with the race lead with Ryan Burke using that outside line of momentum to his advantage. He smashes the loud pedal once again, putting that forward power to the test. Graves just lost to the bottom of 1 and 2. No harm, no foul with clean and green. Perry, if he can find what he's found at the bottom of 1 and 2, at the bottom of 3 and 4, Burke will feel more pressure than he's felt to this point. But all of a sudden, here comes the Carnac Travis Bowden. It's a three-way takeaway for the lead right now. It's heating up. Three-way car breakaway for the lead. And this time, it's going to be 2 laps to go. 2 laps to go here at Boothill Speedway, and you got a dandy. It's an absolute flawless race. A Donnybrook special. All the two down the back straightaway. Ryan Burke trying to fend off Bo Perry for this win. The white flag will be coming out this time by Bo Perry. Going to fire it back to the bottom side of the racetrack off of 4. The white flag in front of the face of Ryan Burke out of Keithville. Final time in the turn number 1. The Carnac Texan Bowden is right there. If these two guys slip up, he'll go right by. Down the back straightaway for Ryan Burke. The 24 Perry was not able to slam it to his inside as he had done the last previous lap. His first win at Boothill in 3 years. How about it for Ryan Burke from Keithville, Louisiana, back to victory lane. What a stellar run for Burke tonight. Congratulations to you guys. That's a good. And found his way back to the cockpit, and he's going to be fired up. And that displays it right there. Getting ready to climb out of the car here in just a moment. Race fans, be sure and give it up for Ryan Burke from Keithville, Louisiana, back in victory lane at 34 JR. That's what this sport's all about, guys. Boothill, y'all give it up for him where he can hear you. Give it up for Ryan Burke once again at 34 JR. Ryan, let's talk about this one, man. What an absolute stellar race. Let's go here to the other side of the car for raceontexas.com cameras, man. Wow. Bo Perry threw everything he had at you. We could talk about a lot of things. Let's talk about the race here for a moment. From the jump of the green flag, man, it was indicative you had the car to win tonight. And then in the middle point of 1 and 2, Perry threw everything he had at you, man, but you were just able to smash the lap pedal and re-separate yourself, man. What was going through your mind as you were behind the cockpit of this car that entire race? What a race.
Man, I don't want to sound confident or conceited or anything, but wasn't nobody coming around me. I was going to win that race. I had to.
You're making your car wider than a triple wide trailer, I like to say, but what is
fast. Bo was fast. I knew he was there. And just being real, though, I knew he was there. I couldn't mess up. He was coming.
Can you really put into words how much this means to you, man? I told the race fans, facing some adversity, some time away from this sport. I believe only the 6th time you've even driven this Ford-powered 34 JR car. First time you debuted here at the Hill for the King of the Hill event. But, man, did you expect to come this quick? I don't think anybody ever doubted your ability, but, man, Ryan Burke's back.
Yeah, I appreciate that. But, man, if anybody knows me and knows what I've been through the last few years, they know how much this means to me. It means a lot. It really does. I want to thank Lynn for letting me drive his car. I couldn't do it without him. And I want to thank Michael for helping me and my wife and kids and family and Courtney and my dad and everybody.
And you feel like this may propel you on to bigger, greater things. You've nearly won everything you can win in this sport in the factory stock division. You got the Cajun Classic coming up this year. I'm sure you got to ride for that deal. But does this definitely pump you up and have you looking forward to some more events?
Oh, yeah, most definitely. I'm pumped up for sure.
Anybody in addition you'd like to thank or anything else? Anybody additional you'd like to thank or anything else that you'd like to share on the mic here with us, Ryan?
And, not really. I appreciate everybody that these guys told me they're glad to see me back out here and everything. I appreciate all the fans. It's been a lot of fun.
It is great to see you back, man. Hell of a run tonight, man. You definitely earned it. You deserve it. Well overdue victory to get back here to ABC Auto Parts Victory Lane. Congratulations to you, Ryan Burke.
All right, thanks, man. Thank y'all.
Ryan Burke back in Victory Lane here at Boothill. Race fans, give him a big round of applause.
Michael, good manage. You get the picture.
Come down here. Hold down there.
So a few more main events to come, folks. And he displayed how much they mean by throwing the car around and doing a few donuts there on the front straightaway. Wasn't for 5. Underway in your 4-cylinder main event here at the Hill, as they head off into 1 and off of 2 down the back straightaway for the first time in this one. An original restart. It'll be Cody White, your winner here last Saturday night, and a pretty good jump there for your inside row 2 start of the 29 of Lafitte. Your point leader, Chris Collier, back to 3rd. The 55 of White going to lead the first circuit here at the Hill in 55, trying to go back to back. To my knowledge, won his first ever 4-cylinder start here last weekend in his first start. Oh boy, that's a tire. Look at that tire. See that? Back on the way in your front-wheel drive main event. They're side by side all the way back to 5th spot into turn number 3 here on the opening lap after the restart. Cody White fending off a challenge from the 29 of Lafitte here for the race lead. He'll fend them off and lead by a car length at the flag stand in 55. Cody White out front in the 55 in your front wheel drive main event. Vance Coleman trying to work his way to the front. In the 75, he's worked his way to 2nd. So the 75 marching his way closer and closer for the race lead here. He's able to drive his car much deeper into the corners. Cody White may have his hands full here in just a moment because Coleman is coming quick, fast, and in a hurry. Cody White's going to have to do what Ryan Burke did. He said nobody's going to get around him in a slight job of front-wheel drive. Nope, not a slider, but as close as it gets. My goodness. He about ended up at the Pilot Travel Center after that one. The 75 drove it back deep into 1 and 2, and he's going to clear the 55 for the race lead. So the 75 of Vance Coleman driving his car deep, but Cody White trying to march back into him. Smooth and easy does it, Cody says. Coleman maybe overdriving his machine just a little bit, but right now it's paying dividends. Alpha 4 with a white flag coming out this time by for Vance Coleman. Can Cody White pull a rabbit out of the hat? Lap traffic going to get disposed of here off of 2 down the back straightaway for the final time in the turn number 3. The 75 of Coleman trying to get his first ever win here at the Boothill Speedway. The winner last Saturday night will get disposed of here with 5 to go, and your winner at 75 will go to Vance Coleman, your winner here in your front-wheel drive 4-cylinder main event. Your 4-cylinder main event winner tonight. And boy, he drove that car deep into the corners to take over this race lead. Well, that very rarely happens where the mic is showing green. Never even showed me it was about to die. Anyway, race fans, give it up for your winner of the 75 of Vance Coleman. Vance Coleman, your front-wheel drive winner tonight. Man, you drove the car really deep into 3 and 4 there, disposed of the 55 of White to get the race lead, and weren't really challenged from that point on.
Glad your mic went dead. I could catch my breath.
I'll tell you, I don't know. I mean, we've seen some 4-cylinder drivers drive their cars deep into the corners, but man, a few times it looked like you didn't let out at all.
If it ain't pushing, I ain't lifting.
It was pushing a little bit, but I guess not too bad.
I could live with it.
Yeah. If it feels good in your vantage point, who cares what everybody else or what I see, right?
Yeah, that's right.
Hey, how about your first ever win here in Greenwood?
This is my first ever in winning anywhere.
Really? Congratulations to you, man. Tell all the fans where you come out of.
Hallsville, Texas.
Hallsville, Texas, and I've seen you race over in Kilgore, I believe, a couple of times. Did you ever race over there at Armadillo Hill with some of those other guys?
No.
I wasn't sure. Tell us anybody you'd like to thank or anybody helps you out on this machine.
Wrench and Ride ATV, Robbie at Mac Tool, and my girlfriend Linda.
Congratulations on a great drive and your first ever win tonight. The first one only comes once, and you definitely earned it.
Thank you.
Vance Coleman, ladies and gentlemen, gets his first ever win here in Greenwood tonight. Keith Tidwell's in the 18. Racing Jason Ingles in 12. Eddie Underwood, the 81 of Kyle Ingles. The lights are out. Cody Tupper and Spear on the front row. The lights are out. Here we go. Spear going to get the whole shot off the exit of 2 down the back straightaway on the opening lap. Grigsby trying to find something to the inside of the K1. The 23 trying to pinch the K1 down to the bottom of the racetrack. Does not work. There you go. 3 and nearly 4 wide. Wow. How about that move on the 27 of Del Rio? Chase Del Rio just fired. Oh, and contact by Tupper. And the left rear corner of the K1 of Guidry. That'll put the Missile from Marshall up to 3rd. Tupper in 4th. As Spear out front leading the way in 22 Magnum. Dylan Spear leads off the exit of 2 down the back straightaway. The 27, who finished second here, he talked about it earlier. On the redraw of the dice after winning heat number 1, said it was one of the most fun races he'd ever been a part of. Spear was a part of that battle that night. Craig Oakes not checking in to do battle tonight. As the driver of the Spears Oil and Gas 22 Magnum looking for a second win here this season. And huge for him if he can get this victory. And if Grigsby finishes either second or third, it'd be a good run, obviously, to get a win, but for that points battle. Alpha 4, Dylan Spear still leads over the 27 of Del Rio. Grigsby White's 3rd at 69. All these guys, a lot of them getting tuned up for next weekend Southern Sport Mod Nationals with the promoter of that event, as well as Chase Allen. Sure, racing at their respective racetracks, but Jason Eagles back here in the 6th spot right now in 12, off of 4, trying to hunt down the K1 of Guidry. So a pretty sizable advantage right now, about 5-car length advantage over the 27 for Spear. Over Del Rio. Grigsby looking to march close to the back spoiler of the 27 of Del Rio as they head off into 1 and 2. Quick lane right around the top side of the racetrack. Spear rolling. Oh, and it looked like Spear. I saw a piece of debris fly off from underneath the 22. 27 and 69 continue to run the top rim of the track, and around goes the 18 of Tidwell right on the front straightaway. The caution comes out immediately. Started running right to the middle of the racetrack, and I was telling myself that the 27 and the 69 stay rolling. That outside lane, they're going to run down the 22 Magnum. We'll see what happens when we drop the rag here and smash the gas. We're backing away in your limited modified main event. A good restart by the Marshall Missile. Missile files well. He'll pull all the way to the tail tank. Your tie drivers in points right now here at Boothill Speedway with 450 points apiece. Coming here on night number 13 of the 2017 season. As Spear gonna hug the hub, Grigsby way up top. Looking for a big run down the front straightaway. Grigsby had to follow the tire tracks the last weekend. Driver of the 5-star, Casey Penn for the entirety, and fired a missile on the final lap. Here comes Grigsby. Grigsby got fired to the outside in the 3 and 4 for the race lead. Spear around the hub, a push by Grigsby. Allows the 22 Mag to stay up top of the race lead. And here comes the Boot Tees number 22-7. They're nearly 3 different lanes wide for the race lead. What a race, Boothill Speedway, and off of turn 2 down the back straight. Here comes 69. 69 regions for the race lead. In the turn number 3, they're going to do it over the race lead through 3 and 4 to the center point of 3, and off of turn number 4, the Marshall Missile up top. And still leading at the line, 22 Mag. Dylan Spear and the Marshall Missile are going to go at it tonight. The 22 Mag better get ready to fire because the missile's fired to this point. As they're going to go to turn number 3. Dylan Spears still led every lap. Grigsby has not yet led a lap, but he'll roll out before, and he'll take the race lead this time at full command, this time at the line in 69. 69 at the line. 69 reasons he goes to the top spot. Off the exit 2 down the back straightaway. Grigsby looking to fend off a challenge now from the 22 Maga Spear. Grigsby talked about the post-race victory last week in Victor Lane. The car even felt it wasn't quite to the liking he'd like it heading into this big event next weekend in Waco, Texas. As they roll off the exit 2 down the back straightaway, Spear lost a little bit of ground there, but still able to keep the 27 of Del Rio at bay as he's rolling right around the hub and drifting off of exit to the center. Very well executed line by the driver of 22 Maga Spear, but not quite enough to dethrone that top side momentum for the 69 of Grigsby. Grigsby's got it all worked out and hummed out up top. That PTS power by McLemore is singing a song. PTS power also riding underneath the hood of the 22 Magnum. IRP race cars 1 and 2 with the Western Flyer in third of the Express chassis built by Shane Eber back and forth in the form of the K1 from Marksville, Louisiana, Stephen Guidry. And the IRP chassis owner, builder racing, Jason Eagles back in the 5th spot. So Grigsby may not have to fire on the final lap tonight to get a victory, but he definitely had to earn this one on a restart and fired on the front row. Fired on that outside line that came to fruition with 2 to go. Down the back straightaway, 1.5 laps to go for the Marshall Missile. Rolls to the center point of 3 and off of 4. The white flag in front of the face of Derek Grigsby. And a stellar run tonight after he stalked the 22 Magnum. After he's in a race with the 27 of Del Rio for the majority of this race on that last restart, 69 fired. The JCT ourselves, raceontexas.com. They're heading into Waco with 2 consecutive victories. The Marshall Missile, Derek Grigsby gets the victory tonight in limited modified action at Boothill. A great run by the 22 Magnum Dylan Spear. The 27 of Chase Del Rio finishes in third. Mark Louise, the car fires well on the outside line. And he and the 22 Magnum of Dylan Spear had a great race for it. Here he comes, ladies and gentlemen, the final race of the night. The Marshall Missile, Derek Grigsby, 2 in a row here at the Hill. His 9th win overall in 2017 and his 4th here at the Hill. Or 5th, you include the factory stock. Derek, I don't know if that last caution doesn't come out. You and the 27 of Del Rio appeared to find a lane on that outside where Dylan was kind of running right to the bottom and drifting up off the bottom to the top side. It appeared you guys were running them down. Were you licking your chops when that last caution came out? It seemed like you may have found something up top.
Yeah, it's tough when you're out front like Dylan was, and you're doing, you're leading the race and you're fast, but there's another lane coming, and you can't, you never see that. I was in a good spot tonight to be there. We got a good caution at a good time, like you said, because if it didn't come out, we probably run 3rd, but it did.
Yeah, I don't know, man. It looked like you and the 27 definitely had something going on up top. Who knows how it would have played out, but that's, the name of the game. You never know how many cautions you're going to get. You never know if these things are going to go green. It's the name of the game of dirt track racing action. You talked about last weekend right here in post-race interview that you weren't, even when you got past the pin, that you still weren't all too happy with the handling of the car. Feel any differently tonight as you head into that big one next week?
Yeah, man, it felt a lot better. I got it over to Jason last week, Monday or Tuesday, and just asked him to look at, I've been throwing things at it for a couple weeks. I asked him to look at it, and he found some stuff. He's obviously better than me at that stuff. I love to drive these things, but I don't have the knowledge that he does.
I brought up Waco quite a bit. I've been telling the race fans about it. Of course, it'll be live next weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday night, live on RaceOnTexas.com. How much have you been looking forward to that event? Obviously, with the car working well, 2 straight victories, does it give you a little bit more added extra optimism when you head into that event? Or what are your expectations as you head down there?
Yeah, I mean, it's always good to have some confidence going in. Like we did, we won this one before Texas beginning of the year. And, when you win, you were the best that week, and it just gives you confidence in going in the next week. And I think we hit on something tonight, and I'm really excited to get down there. We're going to get down there practice Wednesday night, and we'll be ready for them.
Nearly 300 of the best Southern Sport Mod drivers in the country going to all be there. You're one of the best. I mean, I can't sit here and ask you at Boothill Speedway what's it going to take to win that deal, but maybe we'll show back up here to Boothill. You representing, here the home track. Who knows what's going to happen? Best of luck over there, and give you an opportunity real quick when we wrap this deal up. Thank all the folks that help you out in your racing program.
Got to thank Jason Ingalls first of all. Like I said, he looked it over and found some stuff this week. I appreciate everything that he does for me. He's always just a phone call away. JCT Auto Sales, they're sending me down there with some money for some new tires. I can't thank them enough. PTS, a lot of horsepower. We used it all tonight up there on the top side. RaceOnTexas.com for just getting the sport out there. Really appreciate everything that y'all do. Roscoe Glide Transmissions, McLeod Towing, Superior Graphics, and Marshall Lubinato.
Stellar run tonight, my friend. Congratulations on getting back here.
Thank you, sir.
Derek Grigsby, the Marshall Missile and Victory Lane, your final Victory Lane celebration of the night here at Boot Hill. I want to thank